For those who don't know me, my name is Dion, and I'm just so passionate about photography. It's all about chasing that perfect light, capturing a moment in time to cherish and share forever. I travelled halfway around the world from New Zealand to spend time alone in one of the oldest deserts on earth, the Namib. The Namib offers breathtaking landscapes as well as wildlife that have learned how to survive in this harsh yet beautiful landscape. So I decided to travel into one of the most remote parts of the Namib to capture the soul of this land and to share it with you. Welcome and good afternoon from the Namib Desert in Namibia, Southern Africa. It's a beautiful country, harsh, was mostly made up of the Namib Desert, yet strikingly beautiful. Landscapes that take your breath away, wildlife that have learned to adapt in these harsh conditions. So in this video, I'd like to dedicate some of the images to the beautiful landscapes as well as the wildlife of Namibia, and I want to share you my best images captured while on my trip here across Namibia. You can see the beautiful landscape here behind me in Namibia, in the Namib Desert. I'm camping in, they call it the Wereldend, which means the end of the world. Campsite is the most remotest campsite here in the Namib. Well, this must be one of the most remote campsites in the world. I'm in the middle of the Namib Desert in Namibia, and you couldn't find more an isolated place to camp. Absolutely no cell phone reception. I do have some solar power and some water, but wow, for peace and quiet, the silence is deafening. And I've spent 2 days here on my own and just finding the soul of Namibia, and hopefully that portrays through my video and my images that I share with you. As always, at the end of the video I will be doing an Adobe Lightroom Classic tutorial to show you my workflow, my editing workflow, and hopefully this adds value to your photographic journey, as well as I hope this video inspires you. And if you haven't visited Namibia, please put it on your list. You need to come and visit Namibia, especially the Namib Desert. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video with me. There aren't words to describe how beautiful this place is.
I trust you enjoyed those images. Let me know which one was your favorite. Prints are available. Check out my website or send me an email. Happy to reach out to you. But for now, we're going to end off with a basic Adobe Lightroom Classic editing tutorial. We've imported one of the images captured here in the Namib Desert into Adobe Lightroom Classic. So for those who don't know, just starting out, you go to File, Import Photos and Videos, select your file and hit Import. And once you've imported your image, you go to the Develop mode up here to start editing the image. Now, just a couple of comments. This image colors are pretty flat. There's quite a bit of contrast, so we're going to see what we can do to improve it in Adobe Lightroom Classic. So the first thing I generally do is increase the vibrance to around 30 and the saturation to about 5. And then important here, in landscape photography or images, you can actually change the Adobe color to Adobe Landscape, which is really going to help you speed things up quite a bit. The next thing I generally like to do is lift the shadows, in other words to the white, reduce the highlights, increase the white slightly, reduce the blacks to the white side. I love this dark blue contrast sky, and the colors are already starting to show. Let's just check the temperature. We could possibly just warm it up a notch to there. And then with Adobe Lightroom Classic, you have the denoising function. So I'm just going to sharpen it up here and then hit the denoising button over here in the details section. And AI in Adobe Lightroom Classic is going to denoise the image. And denoising has been completed. Just looking at the image once again, it is still, the contrast is still a bit too much for me, so I am going to move it slightly to the left to about -10, -6. And the overall exposure for me is still a bit on the dark side. I like to just lift it slightly up to about there. To balance the nice dark sky at the top, I'd like to darken the foreground to create also a bit of better depth of field. So by doing that, you introduce a mask around this round circle. You select that, and we're going to introduce a linear gradient. And what you do is you just click and drag from the bottom up to about there, and we're just going to drop that exposure to just slightly darken the foreground to balance things out and to create that depth of field. I'm pretty happy with the image so far. We're going to go to get out of the mask, we just hit edit, and we're going to go down and check the colors. So we're going down to the color mixer. I'm going to enhance the saturation of the reds, oranges, really lift those yellows. In the grass here you can see at the back here, really beautiful, really lift those yellows, and a bit of the green, the agua. I'll go easy on the sky is quite dark already. Purple, there isn't much purple there, and a bit of magenta. On the luminance makes colors either darker or brighter. So let's just play around here and see what the reds do. Doesn't make much of an impact, but I generally like to leave the reds darker, the oranges. So it's going to lift the foreground of the sand. I don't want to do that too much. I like the red colors of the sand. I like the yellow, so pushing that to make those yellows brighter in the image. And a bit of the green and the aguas. Lift the blue slightly. Purple won't make much of a difference, and the magenta, leave it as is. And that is it, folks, just for this basic Adobe Lightroom Classic editing tutorial. I hope you found it useful, and see you soon in the next one.